Every Formula One team designs its own wheel. The layout, the buttons, and even the color coding, all of it is unique to each car and each driver's preference. But no matter how different they look, most of them share the same core functions. So in this video, we'll take a closer look at the Mercedes steering wheel and go through the most common buttons and switches you'll find on an F1 wheel, explaining what each one actually does and how drivers use them during a race. Starting at the top left, the yellow DRS button. This one opens the drag reduction system flap on the rear wing, slicing through the air for extra kilometers per hour. It's used in qualifying and in races when you're within 1 second of the car ahead in a DRS zone. Right beside it, the +10. This is a quick adjust button that instantly changes a parameter by 10 units, usually for brake bias or energy deployment settings. It's a shortcut to make rapid adjustments during intense on-track moments. The green N button puts the gearbox in neutral. It's crucial for safety, used when the driver stalls, spins, or needs to hand control to the mechanics in the garage or during a pit stop. Below the DRS button, you'll see a red rotary marked Entry. This controls the differential settings on corner entry, how the rear wheels behave as the driver brakes into a turn. More locking gives stability under braking. Less locking helps rotation into tight corners. On both grips, you'll find BB- on the left and BB+ on the right. These stand for brake balance minus and plus, and they shift the brake bias forward or backward in small steps. Drivers constantly adjust these during a lap to manage tyre wear, battery regeneration, and corner performance. Just beside BB- there's a small toggle labelled BMIG, short for brake migration. It changes how brake bias automatically moves during braking, helping stabilise the car as downforce decreases. Below that, the blue OT button. When pressed, it unleashes maximum electrical deployment, the car's full hybrid power, for a few seconds of extra acceleration. It's the driver's version of attack mode. The small silver switch beside OT is labelled MID. It controls the mid-corner differential, affecting how power is distributed between the rear wheels through the middle phase of a turn, a key setting for balance and traction. Below MID, the red X button is a cancel or confirm control. It's used to reset alarms, exit menus, or cancel temporary modes, basically the back button of the wheel. Please allow me to take a quick pause to ask you to subscribe, as that would help me a lot. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of the video. At the bottom of the wheel, you'll see 3 large rotary dials. Each of them controls a different system that the driver constantly adjusts during a race. Starting with the yellow dial, labelled STRAT, short for strategy. This one doesn't control the start of the race like some might think. Instead, it manages the power unit modes. Through this dial, the driver decides how aggressive the car's hybrid system should be, how much electric energy is deployed, how much fuel is being used, and even how the internal combustion engine responds. For example, STRAT 1 could be a qualifying mode where the car delivers full power with maximum energy deployment, while STRAT 10 might be a fuel-saving or tyre management mode used during longer stints. It's essentially the brain of the car's performance settings, giving the driver precise control over how the engine behaves at any given moment. Next, the purple dial in the center is often used for differential settings, engine braking fine-tuning, depending on how Mercedes programs it for that race. It lets the driver balance the car's stability and rotation through corners by changing how much torque is transferred between the rear wheels. Adjusting this mid-race can make a massive difference in handling, especially on tracks with varying grip levels. And finally, the turquoise dial on the right, labelled HPP, referring to high-performance powertrains. This dial typically controls hybrid or energy recovery parameters, things like how aggressively the car harvests power under braking, or how it redeploys that energy during acceleration. Drivers use this one to fine-tune the hybrid system for maximum efficiency or maximum attack. Up top on the right, the yellow PL button activates the pit limiter, capping the car's speed in the pit lane. Pressing it keeps the car below the 80 km/h limit, critical to avoid time penalties during stops. PC button stands for Pit Confirm. It's used when the driver needs to acknowledge a message from the race engineer, like confirming a pit stop, a change in settings, or a strategy call, all without speaking on the radio. The blue +1 above it allows for smaller, one-step adjustments, perfect for making quick, precise changes to engine or brake settings. At the top right grip, you'll see the high-speed dial. It controls the differential for high-speed corners, adjusting how much the rear wheels lock or spin together when the car is loaded with downforce. This gives the driver more stability in ultra-fast sections like COPs. Below the display sits a BBAL toggle, short for Brake Balance Adjust Level. It changes how sensitive the brake bias buttons are, allowing the driver to make either small or large balance changes per click. On the right-hand side, 2 black buttons. Mark lets the driver flag a moment in telemetry, maybe to report a vibration or brake issue to the engineers later. And Talk is the radio button. Every time you hear a driver's voice on team radio, that's this button being pressed. Above Talk, the green EB switch adjusts engine braking, controlling how aggressively the hybrid system slows the car when the driver lifts off the throttle. It's critical for managing corner entry balance and battery recharge. Across the top of the screen, there's a row of rev lights. They start lighting up sequentially as the engine revs climb. Green, then red, then blue. These lights are synchronized with engine RPM and are crucial for precise gear changes. Drivers don't look down at numbers, they rely on those flashes of color and a sound signal to shift at the exact millisecond. Then, on the sides of the display, you'll see additional LED strips. These act as status and warning indicators. They can show things like yellow flags, virtual safety car periods, or system alerts. In some cases, they even flash blue when a faster car is approaching to lap you, or red when there's a car in the pit lane exit path. They're a direct link between race control and the driver, giving visual signals instantly, even at full throttle. Now, turning the wheel around, we get a closer look at the rear side, the part most fans rarely see, but it's just as important as the front. At first glance, you'll notice 2 main paddles placed behind the wheel rim. These are the gear shift paddles. The right paddle is used to shift up, while the left one is used to shift down. Below those, you can also see 2 smaller paddles positioned slightly lower. These are the clutch paddles. They're mainly used during the race start, when the driver holds both paddles to engage the clutch, then gradually releases one of them to launch the car perfectly off the line. Each driver can adjust the clutch bite point directly from the front rotary knobs, ensuring the perfect engagement depending on track grip and tyre temperature. And at the center, you can see the quick release hub. This mechanism allows the entire steering wheel to be removed in seconds, essential for safety. When a driver needs to get out of the car quickly after a crash, they simply pull the wheel straight off and climb out. You'll also notice 2 small buttons on the top corners. These can vary depending on driver preference, but they're often used for radio confirmations or custom clutch modes during starts. And that was pretty much it. Thanks for watching, please don't forget to subscribe, and as always, take care of yourselves, because that's what matters most. And see you in the next video.